The views expressed on this program are not those of intellectualradio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It is Relationship Monday, and our topic for today is dating etiquette. We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from Roman with the Drive at 5. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. The quote of the day is, dating is a lot like fishing. Sometimes catch and release is the best method. I am grateful for my sponsors, Mary Kay with Gloria Dotson, and Allstate with Paula Kelly, and Emanuel C.O.G.I.C with Michael Richardson. And Emanuel has a special message for us today.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emanuel C.O.G.I.C at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emanuel C.O.G.I.C-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson, and we're from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And here are your trending topics for today. More Chicago public school students are getting ready for their return to in-person learning. Kindergarten through fifth grade students are set to return to the classroom today for the first time in nearly a year. In addition to K through fifth grade students returning, 6th through 8th grade teachers will be back in the classroom with still no word about high schoolers. As each phase progresses, there are still CPS parents asking when they will have a seat at the table. Also trending, U.S. regulators have formally approved the single-shot Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine, which is the third jab authorized in the country. The vaccine is set to be cost-effective, an alternative to the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines. You can also store it in the refrigerator versus the freezer. Trials found to have prevented serious illness, but with 66% overall effective, moderate cases included. The vaccine was developed by Johnson & Johnson, Janssen Pharmaceutical Division. The company has agreed to provide the U.S. with 100 million doses by the end of June, and the first doses could be available to the U.S. as early as next week. Those are your trending topics. Joining me today is none other than cancer activist, motivational speaker, and the founder of the Gal Foundation, ReShell Gilmore. Hello, ReShell.
Hello, Lady ReShell.
How are you?
I'm great. Yourself?
I'm good. You sound really excited.
You know, it's Relationship Monday. I love talking about discussing relationships with you.
Yes, I'm excited about the topic today. Again, we're talking about dating etiquette, actually. And if you are tuning in, please like, share the show, invite somebody else in on the show so that they can get this valuable information. Don't forget that you can always comment. We do read our comments. So let's just jump into this topic because you already know we always run out of time, before the end of the show. So I just want to make sure that we get all of the information in as it relates to dating etiquette. So I thought that, with everybody right now, a lot of us are in the dating pool. Some people are divorced. Some people are on, they have broken up and they have been out of the dating pool for a while. So coming into the dating pool, some things may have changed and you will be surprised that some things may have not. So let's just jump right into the topic. So number one, the first tip that you need to know when it comes to dating etiquette is meet in a public place. If they ask to pick you up from your house or to come to their house, they'll cook dinner, say no. politely decline. You don't like that one?
It's like, I don't strongly disagree with it, and I don't disagree with it. But at the same time, thinking about the current situations, what we have on here, well, I mean, things are getting a lot better, but beforehand, you couldn't go out to a restaurant. So how were you dating? You would invite people over, like, well, hey, come to my house. I mean, hopefully with not no bad intentions. And, coming from the old school, and I know you're a woman of a certain age like I am, that man had to come pick you up to take you out on a date. So now it's like, oh, now we got to meet up. I mean, things have changed, obviously, but, I don't totally disagree with it, but there are some challenges to that, number one.
Yeah, I would say don't go to their house, even if they try to use the coronavirus as, there are still restaurants open, trust me. And you guys can grab some stuff or do the first date over the phone. You grab your food at home, I grab my food, and we do a FaceTime date. You don't necessarily have to go out, but there are some places that are still open. Just be safe, but do not go to their house. I don't care how enticing it may seem.
ReShell, you are barely getting chicks to even talk on the phone, and you want to do a FaceTime date over dinner for the first time? Come on now. We need some comments, some responses up in here, because that's not happening.
I think we've been through this. I don't know. I don't even want to go through that because we always tell you result. I don't know what kind of women that you are meeting and where you're meeting.
No, because you always say that for you, therapy fixes everything. Go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy. Therapy ain't fixing everything.
That's because the people that you're talking to are not going to therapy. You have to encourage and trick them and let therapy be the first date.
So I got to play mind games with them. So
you shouldn't have to. You know what? You really shouldn't have to. You really shouldn't have to. And then that's the purpose of vetting people and try to make sure that before you even go out on that first date, that there's somebody that, you hopefully would be compatible with so that you guys can, have a great first date or a great start.
Now that part I can agree on.
I think a lot of times we don't vet people because, we just be so eager to go on a date. So we don't really vet these people. And then when we get out there, it's like, wow, okay, now, you done been talking to this person on the phone, but y'all really haven't been having, these deep conversations or asking each other the hard questions. And so now you just feel like, you feel like you have to go out with this person. So no, vet these people and then cut them loose. If they don't measure up to what it is that you're looking for, cut them loose.
Well, you had some people that's been cooped up in the house for God knows how long. So it's like, oh, I'm about to get out. They're about to put their old prom dress on with some nice glittery heels and all kind of stuff. Like, oh, I'm going out. So they're just excited about getting out the house. So
I agree. I totally agree with you. I mean, the pandemic, just being in the house and just being limited at what you can do. I think a lot of people are just like, let's just get out there. And it's okay. It's okay to get out there, get your feet wet. Each date is a learning experience. Learn what you can learn, get what you can learn from it, and then move on and apply it to the next date. You don't have to be obligated to, to be with that person for the rest of your life.
Yeah, unless you feel as though that you're compatible, the chemistry, like everything is there, and you see something. I mean, you should never date anyone who isn't a potential wife or a husband. Well, not date, but like get into a relationship with.
Okay.
Because I know you.
What?
You getting ready to check me? Yeah, that.
Okay. We have a comment. Wanda B says, if someone thinks something is wrong with therapy, they should be. Wait
a minute, you couldn't even finish.
That's a red flag. I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out what she meant, but this was a red flag. That's a red flag. If she said, if they don't want to go to therapy, if you think something's wrong with therapy, that's a red flag. That's all you gotta do is laugh. It's all that. It is. I mean, you should be open. You should be open to grow. And,
well, our first date is going to be at therapy. And if I don't want to go, it's a red flag. Because I don't want to go to therapy, it's a red flag for a first date or us going out.
She said, if someone thinks something is wrong with therapy, that should be a red flag. That was her comment. I don't want her comment to be taken out of context. Oh, so you should be open at least to go to therapy. You should. Because what if this relationship progresses and we want to do, marital counseling or something? You should be open.
Lord, I want to see. We went from first date to therapy to going to talk to the pastor about marriage counseling.
Okay, so we have
Michael Richardson. Is Pastor listening tonight?
Pastor he might be listening. He do occasionally listens. So we have another comment that says, why can't churches increase their marriage numbers year after year, very, very low? That, that's a great question. And I would blame it on people. The church can say, hey, these are the rules that, we want you to be married, and we can encourage it. We can set the environment for you to do that. But ultimately, people are going to do what they want to do. They're going to do what they want to do. The church doesn't advocate for divorce. They try to, if anything, they try to get you to stay married for, as long as you can, but people, we have our own agendas. And sometimes the agenda doesn't even line up with what the church agenda is. And so we go out and do our own thing. So I wouldn't blame it on the church. I would blame it on individuals.
Yeah. It's not that relationships don't work. It's people's just difficult.
Yeah, we would like to say, oh no, it's relationship, but no, you're right. You're exactly right. It's the people that's in those relationships.
That's right.
Sometimes it's just easier to move on to another relationship. Sometimes we don't want to put in the work, and I've been guilty. So I'm not just going to point the finger, but I've been guilty of it. Sometimes we don't want to put in the work for whatever reason. We're like, no, I'd rather just either be by myself or just move on.
Then he obviously, then he or she isn't the one for you if you're not willing to put in that work. Yeah. So what brings us to number 2? So
number 2 is, don't be late. Like, be respectful. Don't just show up, 2, 3, you late. Even if, you're running late, the thing to do is to text and say, hey, I'm running late, just, be patient. I'll be there, whatever it is. And that's all a part of communication. All a part of communication.
Granted, we understand that things do happen. So, understand if you're running late, could be traffic, could be babysitter came late or something like that, or whatever the case. So, I mean, it's understandable. But if it becomes routine and it's a habit, then that's just going to give me that what's going on here? I don't know. Because you got to respect my time.
Yes. And I always say the way that they start out, is probably the way that it's going to go. So if they're not really respecting your time when it starts off, then you could just expect them to continue to be late. And that just may be one aspect of it, of them not really appreciating your time. So, address it. Hey, I see that you was late, I just, I carved out this time for us to be together. I just want to make sure that,
At what certain time do you think you should address it? Like the first date, or maybe by the 4th date if it gets to that point?
I think that it depends on how it happens. So on the first date, if you said, oh, we're going to meet here at 2:00 and then you don't show up till 3, well, first of all, I probably wouldn't be there at 3. If you were like an hour late and you didn't communicate with me, I'm probably not going to be there. So, I think that maybe the 2nd or 3rd date, I'm saying something, because especially if you're not communicating. Now, if you're communicating, then I'm like, okay, maybe this person, that's who they are. And I would probably address it and say, hey, I would probably tell you that the date starts at one time and really it's going to start at another time, knowing that you're going to be late, try to get on CP time, knowing that, okay, if it's going to start at 2, maybe I'll tell you 1, knowing that you're not going to get there till 2.
So for 3 dates, all 3 dates, you're going to be late. Now, I heard a term, being fashionably late, but really, what excuse do you have being late all 3 dates or all 4 dates? First one, I can let that slide. Like I said, things happen. But all three, you know now, plan accordingly. Leave early. You know it's going to be traffic. The expressway is going to be crowded or whatever. You know you got to leave like an hour and a half because it's going to be backed up till 6. You know you got to be there at 7. Nah, it's no excuses at a certain point.
I would probably say, okay, let's just take a step back. Obviously, you know, you need to handle some things in your life. So let's just put this dating off until you're able to carve out some time. And then keep moving.
Yeah, continue to date.
Mm-hmm. And that's another one on the list too. Okay, so number 3, dress appropriate. And when you say dress appropriate, that means find out where you're going so that you can see what type of place this is, and then you can show up, in the right clothes, and then you can feel comfortable. Because the last thing that you want to do is get on a date, especially for a woman, and you're not dressed appropriate. Now you're not gonna even enjoy that date. So just make sure that you know where you're going so that you can look appropriate. Hey, Lisa.
So what happens when a man say, dress nice, but he doesn't tell you where you're going because it's a surprise? So when he tells you to dress nice, what's your go-to outfit? What do you do?
You're going to have to be more specific. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to ask other questions. And if he doesn't if he just say dress nice to me is go to that black dress, your little black dress and some heels, but don't overdo it with the heels. Go light on the jewelry, because you can always remove the stuff. You can remove the jewelry, you can slide some flats in your purse and slip them on. So it just depends. If he's not, forthcoming with the information, then women always go to the black dress.
Okay. I mean, y'all already always have it planned.
Yeah, I mean, but I would expect, if it depends on where we're going, I would expect you to look a certain way too. I wouldn't just, it depends on where we're going. Like, this wasn't a date, but I was graduating from college, and the person that showed up, I was getting my master's degree. He shows up in a do-rag. And I was just like, can you just please take the do-rag off, at least until we leave this place? And he was like, nope, it's my do-rag. I'm wearing my do-rag. So yeah, I think, you should dress appropriate for the place so that, you can feel comfortable.
I think men, when we get to a certain age, especially when we get 40 above, we should definitely always have a jacket on, nice blazer, something when we're going out. For women, same thing, 40 and above, I think you should have a nice heel on, and, woman like that's just my outlook on it. Again, views and opinions. We got to give them the disclaimer, but that's just my thought.
All right. If you're just tuning in, we are live on Intellectual Radio, and we're talking about date etiquette. And we're on number 4. Number 1, we talked about meeting in public. Don't go to nobody's house. Meet in public so that you can be safe. Number 2, don't be late. Number 3, dress appropriate. And number 4 is compliment each other. How hard could that be?
But you know what? Compliments. And I just listened to a friend. No, let me take that back. No, a lot of women think that when the guy is complimenting, especially if he's complimenting too much, oh, he's thirsty. He's reaching. He's after something. So I think men get a little bit reserved because we don't want to be thirsty, as they say. So the compliments may not flow as much, other than maybe once in the evening, like, oh, hey, you look nice, and that's it. Instead of saying things like, you have gorgeous eyes. Oh, your hair is slayed. The outfit is really, to perfection with you. You're not wearing the outfit, you're wearing that outfit. It's not wearing you. So I think the compliments really has slowed down over the years for that reason.
Yeah, I think if you, other than the obvious, like, oh, you look beautiful, or, find something else to compliment them about, something that's maybe not physical. If you're having conversations with this person, maybe find something else to compliment them about. I mean, how many times, for women, it's like, how often do men tell you that? You know, it's like, oh my God, like be original, be authentic. And, you know, we get tired of hearing the same thing over and over.
But if that's what stands out, what am I to do? If you got beautiful eyes, that's going to be the first thing. Hey, you got beautiful eyes. Then I'm going to look at whatever, I'm going to look into whatever else that you have. But if that's the first thing that grabs me, then I'm going to compliment. So yeah, I'm quite sure you get 1,000 likes and compliments about your eyes if you have great eyes.
Yeah, but say something, make it, authentic. Like, every time I look at you, it feels like your eyes are piercing my soul, like, oh, wow, versus, oh, your eyes are beautiful. All right. Okay. Say something, that to have her thinking and get her thinking like, girl, let me tell you what he said, women
I mean,
like
some originality to it. Okay. I mean, now that I can understand because I put some originality into it. So I can understand that. It's like women, I'm quite sure they're tired of the hey, beautiful texts, first thing in the morning, and you got about 50 other guys saying the same thing. Okay, I'm beautiful, but what else? What else am I?
They got you in a group text, just block them. You're part of a group text.
Views and opinions that's Lady ReShell. Put that disclaimer.
You're part of a group text. If your name isn't in that text, you're part of a group text in the morning. Just block them. All right, so we're on number 5. So if you're gonna compliment that person, again, be authentic and make it, original to them, and not just, oh, your eyes are beautiful, but give them some details.
Okay, I could go with that one.
All right, so tip number 5: the person who asks for the date pays for the date.
Okay, I can look. I'm not disagreeing with that.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I mean, but that's how I was raised. If somebody, whether it's man or woman, they ask you out, say, hey, you want to go to dinner? That means that they're paying for the date. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't offer, but if they refuse it, at least I did offer. Because I do believe that man should take care of, that if we're out eating, because you should be lucky to be in her presence in the first place.
I don't like the way you said that. You said that with sarcasm. I don't like that. Like, what was that? And yeah, you should be lucky. All right. So the person who asks for the date pays for the date. I totally agree with this. I am a big proponent of the man asking for the date. Now, I'm not saying that you always have to pay every time we go out, but that first initial date, you should be paying because you're setting a tone for how this relationship is going to go. So if I'm paying on the first date, then I'm just going to assume that, okay, that I'm going to be, I'm going to be really in charge of this relationship and making decisions. So if you want to be the man and you want to, as they say, wear the pants, then when it comes to that first initial date, I'm really expecting you to pay.
If you ask me out on a date, because
I'm not going to do the asking. So I'm not.
Well, there's been women who asked me out and it was a first date. And like I said, I offered. There's been a few that was like, no, I asked you because they understood just what we're talking about. So then there was some was like, okay, yeah, go ahead. But this is a first date. I can't see how you gather all of that you're going to be leading the relationship and all of that, all from a first date, just because I didn't pay.
Yes.
Or offered to pay. That part I disagree with.
If you ask me to go on a date and we go out on a date and when a check comes, you're looking at me to pay, I'm going to look at you like you weak.
But you asked me out.
No, I did not. I'm not asking.
Oh, if I asked you out on a date, if I said, Lady ReShell, would you go out with me on a date? Yes, I am paying. I'm not going to get to the date, say, hey, you want to go out to go eat? Then we get to the restaurant. It's like, you got your half, or you got this, or something. No.
We're discussing because you said you didn't like that part. So I'm saying if you ask me out on a date and we go, then don't expect for me to pay. You asked, you pay, especially for the first date.
Yes, and that's the part that I agree. But you said if I'm paying for the first date, and remember, you asked me on the date, but if you're paying on the first date, you're like, oh, I already see how this is going to go. I'm going to be running the relationship and leading. He need to be a man and step up. And this is just the first date.
If you ask me out on the first date, I'm expecting you to pay. And if you do not, if we get out on a date and you do not pay and you are expecting me to pay, I'm going to feel some type of way. I'm going to feel like, oh, you really not the man for me. I'm feeling like you really don't even know how to be a man, because I feel like what I've been taught is that if I'm going out on a date, especially a first date, the man is paying. Now, if we had this discussion up front and, you feel like, oh, well, no, it doesn't matter. If you want to pay, I'll pay. I may not even go. But no, I'm not going to pay. And I will feel some type of way because I want the man to be a man. And I feel like, to me, if we're out on that first date and if he's a man, he's going to pay. A man is not going to sit back and be like, okay, I'm gonna let this woman pay. Now, again, if we're on a maybe second, third date or whatever, he may be like, all right, I've treated her. Let's see what she's gonna do. Let's see if she appreciates me taking her out. That's different. But that first initial date, I want you to be the man and I want you to pay. And I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna operate in my femininity and I'm gonna allow you to pay.
Okay, look, I don't disagree with that. Only if, again, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, only if you ask me out for a first date, you still expect me to pay on the first date that you asked me out?
I didn't say that. I said I'm not even going to ask. So I'm not even going to ask a man out on the first date. Now, these women that are asking you out on the first date, should they pay? Yeah, because they're asking you. So yeah, they should pay. But if you get to the date and they're expecting you to pay, if they don't reach for the bill, then you get it. You get it.
Okay.
But the conversation should be, oh, you asking me out, so I guess you paying. So what you treating me to? Get it out of the way as soon as she said, "Well, you treat." Oh, so you gonna treat? Okay, where we going? And then that way,
it's a surprise.
And that way, it's you don't like surprises. You want to know up front. That way, when you get there, you're not looking crazy. But whenever I go on a date, and if they tell me where we're going, I make sure that I have enough money in my pocket, just in case I have to pay for both of us and leave a tip. I always make sure I have enough money, just in case. I'm not gonna get stuck there. Oh, I mean, I've never been on a date where a guy was like, oh, I left my wallet at home. I never had an issue. Thank God. I never had an issue with guys not wanting to pay for the date. I never had that issue.
It could happen. Matter of fact, we're going to have to put that in there as like tip number 5.5 or something.
Hey, Shanara. Come on, you guys.
Always make sure you have enough money to cover the date just in case he doesn't.
Oh, these women are smart. Trust me, we smart. We're going to keep a stash in our purse just in case, Okay, women, give me some of your tips as me and Rizal go through these. Okay, Rizal, what number?
Number 6.
Okay, wait a minute. Lisa got one. Hey, Mary. You guys are coming in here. Lisa said, yep, you must have your own money just in case. We don't play games. We have our own money just in case you want to act crazy. Be like, all right. Okay, I got you. Okay, what number we on? We on number 6?
Number 6.
Number 6 is allow him to be a gentleman. Allow him to be a gentleman, ladies. If he wants to pull out the chair, if he wants to open the door, let him do it. Mary Hill said, mad money. Exactly. We all got it. We all have it. We do. Ladies, allow him to be the man. I mean, I know we're so used to doing things on our own. We so used, especially us, the single mothers, we're so used to doing things on our own. But when you're on a date, you have to remember, you have to switch roles and allow that man to do what he's supposed to do. As simple as that. A lot of us don't know how. A lot of us don't know how to operate. We don't know how to switch. We're so used to operating in that masculinity. We don't know how to switch it over because we're so used to doing it.
And
But
not to mention, a lot of them haven't never seen it. You know, being raised by a single mom, you're not going to see a man doing those things because you're in a single mom household. So you're not going to know what things that a man should do. He should be opening the door, pulling out the chair. You know, if it's cold, maybe giving you his coat and all these things. Like you said, let him be a man. Even, you know, I had a woman once. I was in the doctor's office. There was no more seats. And I got up and I told her, you know, come have a seat. She's like, no, 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 I'm good. I'm good. I said, ma'am, anytime a man offers to you, allow that man to be a man. And the whole doctor office just got quiet. And she sat down like, okay, oh, okay. She was like just totally taken back because I think she had, you know, just so used to not ever being offered or just doing it on her own or just never seeing it. But she was okay. And I think it felt good to her. Like, where they do that at? Where do I find one of those? Because I need more of this.
yes,
So,
would just
yes, ladies, let a man be a man.
they'll stand there and look at you and probably won't even give you eye contact.
But
But
or y'all act like y'all talking on your phone or something, like you didn't hear me, knowing good and well you heard what I said. I said sit down.
Lisa said, expect him to be a gentleman. Expect it, ladies. Allow him to treat you like the queen that you are. You expect it. You set the tone. You set the tone for every relationship that you come in contact with. You tell people how to treat you. So however you want to be treated, whatever you accept, that's the way that they're going to treat you. So if you want the best, then you have to expect it and you have to allow people to do it. You have to allow them to treat you as such. And I know that sometimes, you know, you like, oh, I could do that myself. I can open the door myself. Why do I need him to open the door when I can do it yourself? Because you don't have to. You don't have to. Why would you when you have this big, strong man here that can grab that door and you just sashay your way on in there? You know? Come on,
sashay, twirl, sit around, whatever you need to do. Sashay, sashay.
Yeah. For those of you who are listening, do me a favor, like and share this show for me. Please invite somebody else in on this show. We are talking about date etiquette on, I forgot the name of the radio station.
Intellectual radio.
I forget. My mind went blank for a minute. On Intellectual Radio, we are talking about the things that you should and maybe the things that you should not do when you are dating. And some of these things can, when you're still in a relationship, you can carry these things on because sometimes we forget. We get comfortable in the relationship and we forget sometimes how to treat our partner. We do. Hey, Kenya. What's up, girl? All right. What number are we on? We're on number 7. And number seven is for the ladies. Don't be ordering a salad. Come on, ladies. If you hungry.
Y'all need to stop out there trying to be cute all the time. You just want a salad and hold the raspberries and the tomatoes. I better get that shrimp or something put in there.
Do not order a salad, ladies. Whatever it is that you normally eat, get that. But don't be one of those women ordering 2 and 3 meals and then you trying to box stuff up and take stuff home. No, he's not taking you and your kids on a date. He's taking you on a date. He's not taking you on a date for you to take lunch tomorrow. No, he's feeding you tonight. Order your dinner, eat it, and then, you know, leave a little bit of food on the plate. Don't clean the whole plate. Just leave a little bit of food on the plate, you know, because that's what we do. You know, when you out with your girlfriends, if you want to clean the plate, then you do that. When you out with the man, until y'all he becomes your man, you don't clean the whole plate. You wait. No, wait. You wait till he make it official, and then you clean that plate. All right.
But then if you ordering all that food, you ain't got lamb chops for an appetizer. You got salmon and chicken wings as like a main dish. You got all this food going on. I'm looking at you like, lady, like how much can you eat? See, that could be a flag. That could be a flag. That could be a flag.
Yeah, don't order all that food. No, just get your normal stuff. Whatever. I mean, if you eat steak, get the steak, the baked potato, and the veggies. Get a salad, you know, and eat it, and leave a little bit on the plate. Just don't clean it all off. All right.
Well, the salad should come with the steak and the potato dinner anyway. So
it should. It should.
So that's a bonus.
Number 8. Oh, okay. I think we talked about this. Don't order the most expensive thing on the menu. Please don't do that. Because that will probably be your last date. Because he gonna be thinking, okay, she just
Because if you ain't used to ordering filet mignon and lobster and you want the combo and none of that, don't do that. Now you want to try it because you ain't got to pay for it. You're right. That would be the last date.
I don't think I have ever, I don't think I've ever done that to where I went out on a date and I'm like, I'm just gonna order a bunch of stuff on this guy because, like I know I'm not the type of person that go out because I want a meal. Like I wouldn't even be bothered. I just don't want to be bothered. But I'm not just gonna go out because I just want to eat.
Nope, but you're one of the few because a lot of women, they do think like that. And I know they don't normally order because they can't even pronounce some of the stuff that be on the menu. So I know you ain't used to eating it.
Now
that's a dead giveaway right there.
Now I have like got my food to go with somebody that I didn't want to be with. But I didn't sit down and eat with them. Okay. All right. That's when I was younger, y'all. All right. Back in my heyday. Okay. What'd you say, Kenya? Kenya said you just basically show him that you're not used to anything. And that's so true. And then he's going to be like, okay, I know what type of person this is. Then again, you're teaching him how to treat you. So if he thinks that you're not used to something, all right, any little bone that he throw at you, he thinks you're going to jump. You're going to be like, oh, and awe of any little thing. So come on, ladies. You should be treating yourself, first of all, treating yourself with these. If you want something expensive to eat, take yourself out so that you could become used to those things and you won't have to use anybody else. All right. So number 9, do not, if you're not a drinker, don't drink. But if you are a drinker, don't have more than 2 drinks. The last thing you want to do is to be toe up on a date. And then you don't even know how you got home or you wake up at his place or her place. So just have 2 drinks or no drinks at all. And don't be trying to get the heavy stuff. Order a light drink. Like, can I get a margarita?
Oh, man. Man, they believe that they better leave that cognac alone.
Don't get that.
Don't be up there drinking that brown liquor.
Get a lady drink. Or don't drink at all. If you know that you can't hold your liquor, if you know you're one of those people that as soon as you drink, you can't hold your alcohol, then don't.
Especially if you're lightweight, because I know a lot of women who can't hold their liquor. It's a whole nother side that comes out. And the way, again, that could be a good thing because that gives you a warning sign of what's to come. If you stick around, she start to drink, they say liquor is a truth serum. She's going to tell you exactly what she feels. So maybe she should take them 2 drinks because I know exactly what you're thinking and how you feel about me.
Kenya, very sexy. She said a glass of wine. A glass of wine is sexy, ladies. Now, I don't drink, but a glass of wine is sexy. Sip on it all night as slow as you can. That's all I'm saying. Just, be a lady. As Martin would say, be a lady.
That was Sinead.
Sinead, I'm sorry. Be a lady. Don't, you want to put your best foot forward while you're out. And I'm not saying, try to be somebody else, but, be on your best behavior when you are out so that, that person will want to take you out again. All right. Number 10, let somebody else know where you're going and who you're going with. Somebody should know where you are just in case. You just don't know. You don't know. Because sometimes, again, we don't vet these people, so we don't know. And we're out. If they want to go hiking with you or something, no, we're not going hiking. Again, number 1 was be in public with this person. Somewhere where somebody can see you, somebody can account that you was there. You don't want to be going off on a weekend with somebody. Because if they said, let's go away on the weekend, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be expecting sex. You're going away on a weekend, y'all renting a hotel room, unless y'all discuss it up front, somebody think they getting some. So.
I'm only laughing because I can't disagree with you on that.
I'm serious. So you have to have the discussion up front. You got to be like, okay, where we going? So I'm getting my own room. I'll pay for my own room. So yeah, we could go. I'll pay for my own room. That way I'm not obligated to have sex with you because you're not paying for nothing. No. So ladies, just, just be careful.
You better tell these chicks stop wanting to be flued out to these different. Yeah, that's what they call flued out. Yeah, they want to be flued out.
Ain't nothing wrong with being flued out, okay? You just have to make sure that whatever it is, it needs to be up front. You guys need to know what's happening up front. So if you want to fly somebody out, then you need to be like, I'm flying you out with the expectations of, hey, and I know people are not going to be up front, but 9 times out of 10, you know what it is. I
think also it depends on where, if you're getting flowed out and you're coming there to see that person, obviously the relationship has really progressed, within a certain amount of time, because I don't think like, hey, I meet you today, I talk to you today, and I'm flying you out tomorrow.
Hey.
Not saying it doesn't happen. Not saying, but I need to learn more about you. So we get on that same page that if you do get here and time is in, it's like, hey, you feel a certain way about me. I feel a certain way about you. Maybe we can, be underneath the stars and connect.
Okay. I wanted to read what Kenya said. Something about, what did she say about being classy? Did you erase it, Kenya? I thought I saw it. Hold on. Oh, she said, here it is. Oh, it was a lot of comments under that. She said, classy at all times. Shanera said, I'm a lady. I'm sorry, y'all. Lisa, activate the location app on your phone. Oh, that's a good one, Lisa. I like that. Yes. So share your location with somebody so they will know where you are. Because people are crazy. Trust me. People, you never know what's going on in somebody's sick mind. You never know.
What's crazy is that it has even gotten this far. It was never like this, that you got to do all these things just to go on a date. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's so much preparation to go into just going on a date. Like, who wants to, sometimes make me feel like, who wants to even go through all of that?
That's because you're not vetting these people. If you take the time to have these conversations, then you shouldn't have that problem. But I agree with Kenya. She said sometimes you can have these conversations out front, and guess what happened? When you get there, it could be totally different. This person could take you over, and you fighting for your life. And when you thought, oh, this person was a perfect gentleman, oh, this girl crazy. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, but that could happen when you get into a marriage too.
Ladies, conceal and carry. Conceal and carry. What do you mean that can happen when you're in a marriage? You should know that you're marrying this person.
ReShell.
You should know this.
ReShell, stop it. How many Tyler Perry movies we watch where that guy was her everything, and then they got married, and a couple months in, he's pushing her down the stairs. This whole new side came out and everything. No matter what you do, it's always a risk. It's always a chance. Something can happen.
All right, Rizal. I don't even know what just happened.
I'm just saying.
Excuse me, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Shanera said, I'm not going to a hotel. No hotel dating. I totally agree. No hotel date. Hopefully, Rizal, you have gotten some marital counseling before you've done that. That's why I keep pushing it. That counseling, you will pull some people. You can't pretend for a long time. You could pretend for a while, but eventually, you're right, that real person will come out. And especially if you're going to counseling, that counselor is going to pull some stuff out. So counseling people, I cannot push that enough. Okay, we're on number 11, y'all. Okay, we did now.
How many do you have?
I have 25, so we're not gonna make it.
Oh yeah, we gotta get moving.
Tip number 11. I'm gonna try to go fast. Tip number 11 says, don't be talking about your ex on the date. Don't nobody care. That's your ex. Stop telling that person that could potentially be your partner about your ex who you're no longer with, or who you probably still want to be with.
Yeah.
You agree?
I agree.
All right, let's move to the next one then. Number 12 said, ask quality questions on the date. Don't ask what you do for a living. Because then most men will think, oh, she want to know how much money I make. Because women, we can go home and type up on the internet what type of job he got, and it'll tell us the salary, right? So, ask something else. Don't ask that question. Come up with some quality questions that you can ask that person so you can really, really get to know that person.
Well, I don't know, because you got a lot of sisters that's out there that's on the system.
What's this?
And the system.
What's
the
this?
system. They on the system. they on the, it could be the welfare system. Not saying nothing is wrong with it, but
okay. They need a little help.
They meet a man
Help.
and he's doing well for himself. They like, I'm about to, I need to know what he's doing. I need to know what you do. I don't need to know that you stay home and you take care of 9 kids or whatever, and you staying home and taking care of the 9 kids. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. No. So I'm on the fence with that one. I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm gonna have to disagree with that.
The Jenny Craig system. What's it? Lisa said, say it again for the folks in the back. Come on, Lisa.
Wait a minute, but we don't know if Lisa talking about charity.
They just need a little help. That's all, And if you want your man to make more than you. So if you find somebody that's making more, okay, and nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna add my little, 20,000 a year on there, and we're gonna be good.
But that's the thing, ReShell. They're not looking for love. They're looking for help.
And then you fall in love after that. Like what? Okay, eventually you'll get there. You will get there. Flag on the play. That's what that means. Okay. Y'all hilarious today.
Yes, flag on the play. That's football term when they throw the flag. It's a flag on the play. You can't, red flag, yellow flag, whichever color you want.
Red flag. Some people just need a little help. There's nothing wrong with it. Each of you are going to be bringing stuff to the relationship. One thing may be money. The other person may offer you a peace of mind. It all averages out. So, don't look at it like, oh, she just wants me for my money. She may offer you something that money can't even buy. So don't look at it like that.
ReShell, you do know that half the divorces end because of financial reasons.
I want love.
So it is, a lot of it is about money. What they say? First time for love, second time for money.
Shanera said, I want love. I'm with you, Shanera. I'm with you, girl.
I'll send her one of LL Cool J's old CDs and she can listen to I Need Love all night long.
It's there, Shanera. Don't give up. I'm holding out for love too, girl. I'm holding out. Number 13. I'm sorry, y'all. Number 13 is don't be on your phone. Do not be on your phone.
Let the church say amen.
Shut it down. Okay, don't be on your phone.
People get off of Facebook. No social media. No. I don't need to know what pictures you waiting to get likes from or what you posted earlier and you waiting to read the comments. No, do not be on your phone. That is very disrespectful. I can't express that much.
Ooh.
And we need a censor button because right now would be coming out of me right now. You just don't know how hot I get with that one.
Jamara had a good one. She said, successful relationships are not based on live. We'll broadcast our relationship in a minute. She said on love. Oh, wait a minute. She said on love. That's true. Love is only a component of it. It's only a component. And you will be surprised that it's a small component. Yes, I totally agree with that.
I agree with that. I do too.
I totally agree. So for those in the back who didn't get it, successful relationships are not based on love. Okay, Wanda said, be careful of your own conversation. Some people brag about how much they make and attract people who are there for the dollars. So be careful, because some people do brag. Some people, you show up and it ain't you. You got on somebody Rolex. You done borrowed your cousin's leather jacket. You in somebody else's Lambo. That ain't your stuff. You want to be mad because you want your money.
Stay within your pay grade.
Yeah, stay in line. You want to be mad because that's what she wants. And Kenya said she agreed. You agreeing on that successful relationships are not just built on love. That is a small component. Jamara said marriage is a business contract as well as a love story. And that's, people don't go into it that way. The stars are in your eyes. The love stars are in your eyes. And then all of a sudden, there are going to be times when you don't even like them. I don't like this person. I can't stand this person. But you know, you got that business contract. You ain't going nowhere. You got to stay there, and you got to stay there and work it out because you're looking at the bigger picture. A lot of times we leave relationships and it was like, oh, I thought you loved that person. I thought you said you was in love. Does love just go away like that?
Nope. And it takes two people, honestly, to never give up on each other, no matter how difficult it gets. It's about sacrifice.
Okay, sacrifices, that's just one component of it too. All right, let me move really fast because we about to y'all got some great comments. Okay, number 14 is, ladies, don't put your purse on the floor. If you're on a date, don't put your purse on the floor. Put it in your lap. Do not put it on the chair. Better yet, carry a smaller purse when you go out. You don't need that big old duffel bag when you go out. That's an overnight bag. Why are you carrying that overnight bag on?
No, they got to show that they got a Louis on their arm, the big, you know, the big crop. Yeah, they got to show that the Louis is there, and that they can. No, you sit it in the chair because I'm quite sure they want to seat you at a table at 4 unless you get a boo. But like you said, you put that over there. Some places actually have the little thing on the table, like by the table, where you can just hang it.
Yeah, and if you're at a bar, they have the little hooks under the bar where you can hook the purse under there. So don't put your purse on the floor. Carry a smaller purse when you go on dates. Number 15 is wait for them to call you for another date. Yeah, I know. He don't agree. Nah, he don't agree with that. Ladies, wait for him to call you. If that man wants to go on a date with you, trust me, before you can even make it home, he's going to be ringing your phone. And then if he don't call you in a couple of days, trust me, he will. Just wait. He'll call you.
Is communication on this list?
Oh, that was at the beginning. Lisa, yeah, they were in like and not in love. Or wear a cross bag. But don't be wearing no big old purse and you know you gotta dig through your purse and he could see your whole life in your purse. Come on now. Be real. All right. So wait for him to call you for another date. He will. You know, you leave a good impression on him, he will be calling you. And another thing is, lady, don't be taking pictures of yourself. You at the table taking all these pictures. You trying to get him in the picture so you can post on Facebook. You taking pictures of the environment because you ain't never been nowhere before. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Save it for another date.
No, come on. You know y'all gonna take pictures of the food, so y'all can post. Oh, I'm eating at Long John Silver's tonight. Check it out, and you showing the food here, and yeah, y'all know y'all posting the food. Oh, you was at Long John. Oh, who was you there with? Girl, let me tell you, he came through.
Don't tell nobody that. I like what Jamara said, and don't answer the first time he called. No, don't be so thirsty. So he's call you like, hello.
There we go with the thirsty thing. Why can't they be sitting around waiting by the phone like Eddie Murphy or Boomerang, waiting for the phone call to come through? Like
Kenya said, straight food. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, what number we on? We got like a minute, y'all. This was a good show.
It was like 15, I think. Well,
didn't I do that number 15? Oh, we said that one already. What was it?
16.
We did the pictures up. Number 17.
17.
Oh, keep dating until you have a clear understanding of what this is, unless you can't handle dating more than one person at a time. All right? Continue to date.
But, okay.
Ain't no buts.
Because we're going to spend some time on this one.
Continue to date until they make it official that they're taking you off the market and that they don't want you dating anymore. So, Rizal don't like that. Shanera says, I got the show, minding my own business. I'm going to have him, what? Saying what to, exactly. What
did she say? You was reading it and then you just went into agreement with her. What did she say? We fans want to know.
I got to show them, minding my own business. She's going to have him saying, what took you so long to answer? Okay, I got to cut this out. Kenya said, very immature. Okay, last comment would be Mari. She says, keep dating until you get the ring. There you go. I'm sorry, Shadera, if I messed up your comment. Keep dating until you get that ring. There you go. You're single until you walk down that aisle and the preacher pronounce you man and wife. All right, Rizal. So you already know this is going to be a part 2.
What number did we leave off on?
17, you guys. So
Okay.
And I have some from Facebook that I didn't read when I put up a post, so I'll add those in on that too. So, all right, Rizal, give me like 30 seconds of a final comment.
Man, it was just such a hot show. I don't even know where to even touch in or touch on, because it's still just so much that needs to be said throughout this whole show. And I'm glad we're going to be doing a part 2 to it. I'm not sure when. Also, don't forget
the last of the month.
The last of the month. Okay. And don't forget about what we talked about for March 10th coming up.
The investment show.
Investment show, March 10th. But right now, we really touched on a lot of things that I would say. Right now, like you said, don't be on the phone when you want to date. Continue to date. Have patience. That's what I need. We need to have patience. A lot of people want to just rush into things because, oh, he's the one or she's the one. No, have patience, because if that person is putting on a front, eventually it can't last.
All right, Resolve froze. I'm not sure. Kenya said, very great conversation. Shanara said, always thanks for part 2. It is coming up. So you guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for liking and sharing the show and for your comments. I'll leave you with these words of wisdom. One day, someone will walk into your life and make you see why no one else worked out. Join me next Monday at 6 p.m. right here on Intellectual Radio. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell. Co-hosting with me today was Rizal Gilmore, a.k.a. The Biz. At Warriors Talk, we are changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on intellectualradio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate, and empower you into action.